and welcome in again to Your Health. And with us we have Carl Schmidt from the Herb Shop over in Peppertree. And there's another thing. Let me just say this. You know, a lot of us go into the grocery store and we just pick up buy one, get one free vitamins, whatever. That's not right. You need to have vitamins that are legitimate, well put together. So can you just pass that on to tell folks to be discriminatory about what kind of vitamins?
Well, the vitamins I carry, as my credentials allow me to purchase things and resell things that aren't available at the grocery store or other even supplement markets in Montgomery or even online. And the person needs to have direction on their supplementation, because they may be taking something that, I use an example, like if you were to build a church, one of the last things that would probably be done is put the cross on the steeple, for example. Well, you've got a foundation and you've got walls and then you've got a roof and so on. And some people hear some fad on TikTok or YouTube or something and they go, I gotta have this, I gotta have this. And I'm like, well, how's your this and how's your this? And I don't know about that, but I just gotta have that. And so they're too impulsive and they don't understand the layers and the process, and that's where I can help them. If you want certain results, we have to do that. You know, you just don't decide one day you're going to run a 10K marathon and you can hardly walk to the driveway. You know, it's going to take some work, you know. So we've just got to kind of back up and go, it's doable, but it's got to have a strategy.
I agree.
And the quality of our products and the direction of the products. I had a lady in yesterday that was visiting somebody in town, but she was from Tennessee, and she was like, I've never seen a store like this. I explained my problem, and you said, well, that's because of this and this and that. And you helped me understand. You gave me power to know how to take care of my health.
And to be aware that you need to actually exercise that digging in and get information.
Right.
You know, don't just take everything. I wanted us to cover, because so many of it in a certain age group, we talk about the health of the liver, of various other organs. The bladder is an issue. And I think as people get older, they have an issue with that, with incontinence. And I thought that you would be great to give us some tips on how we can help to avoid that, minimize it, what to do and what not to do.
Well, everything's interconnected. There's no one piece or part that's independent from another piece or part in their body. And the bladder is basically a sac that holds the urine, and until it reaches a level of being full, then the sphincter lets the urine out. And the bladder, with different things in a person's life, they may have had a urinary tract infection. A urinary tract infection, if you had a scratch that got infected, it would leave a bigger scar than if you didn't have an infection but just the scratch. So you immediately did an antibiotic and a Band-Aid or something, but you didn't, you were careless and didn't do that. So in our bladder, when you have a UTI and it's not immediately addressed or persists, then there's scarring. And so a scarred tissue doesn't have the stretch and give that an unscarred tissue. Do you understand that?
I do.
So when a urinary tract keeps creating those scars, the interstitial cystitis, the bladder doesn't have the capacity to work as well. And then the valve, the sphincter at the bottom of the bladder, can be corrupted too and not have its flexibility. So another factor to consider when we think of cancer, a person who smokes, you think they may have lung cancer more likely than somebody that doesn't smoke. But actually a person that smokes has a higher likelihood of bladder cancer than they do lung cancer. So why is that? Because what we breathe, what goes through our skin, the toxins in our food that we eat, all that is filtered and sits in the bladder until we let it out. So we're holding toxins in our body. So how do we not have the toxins? We eat better, we eat cleaner, we eat leaner, we eat more pure foods. So we don't have those manufactured foods in our, we eat more wholesome, home-cooked things with more simple ingredients. We can have flavor through lots of great spices, but we don't need to have man-made flavoring to do that. So we try to eliminate the toxins, because it's also those toxins that scar like micro scarring of the bladder. And we have products that are like a powder drink. There's one called Repairvite and another one called Bladder Serene. And I have people who have some incontinence drink that on a daily basis, and they may have to go through 2 bottles, and then they may go months with better bladder health. And so it's a pretty simple thing. We may add another ingredient called MSM in there, and that will help the bladder a lot too.
Well, I think that as you age, you confront other things, and I love the fact that there are things that you can do to minimize the effects of some of those things. So I think that your message is beautiful in that you have to have an understanding of how everything works together, and certain things will go through your liver or your bladder and really affect that. Other things, they don't have to work so hard to process that.
Right. And so like eating, a good big glass of water, preferably filtered clean water. We sell water, and we sell water systems that can, our water is in a category called ionized water. And ionized water has 3 features. It's got a redox potential, and that's an antioxidant on the water. And so it helps donate electrons to the water. And then the water is alkaline through this electrical charge on the water. And then it has a redox potential so that it can help in the body get antioxidants to repair damaged tissue.
Okay, I love that, and I'm going to come and check into that.
I'd love to see you.
Because I love to do like 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, but that's a lot of plastic containers.
Right. Try to avoid the plastic. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Carl. We love having you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And take this to heart. Get out and study all this. And thanks for being with us, and we'll be right back.